I have to start talking again. So, right now I'm recording, and my bird is making sounds, which some people would call noise because you really don't understand what he's saying. I'm eating my dinner, having a casual conversation about noise and how so-called ghosts and spirits use noise in EVP, which is called electronic voice phenomena. I'm going to look that up here. EVP wiki. So EVP's been around for probably almost 100 years or more. And that would be my phone. So we hear certain signals, certain sounds, and we attribute them to certain things. So is that necessarily noise because we don't really understand what it's saying? We don't understand the information, but we can relate the information to something that exists in real life. And I'm recording this for posterity. No. I got, let's see. So let me go back to my recording. I'm going to stop recording this. And I'm almost done with my dinner. And we're going to see if we can listen to me chat. But now the little bird. Hello? Let's zip that beak for a little while, okay, boy? Oh. I'm going to put my headset on. Well, now, the microphone was turned off again. So Audacity has an interesting thing about it where it has a spectrogram program. So you put in an audio signal and you can, if there's pictures in this audio, you can actually see it. And I don't know if I have access to, I may, but I didn't write them down. Alright, wait a minute. We gotta do something different here. I'm not as organized as I could be. Date 14/8. Must be this one. My bird is right now. I'm recording. Okay, we're gonna load this. Let's see, rename this. I'll just call it Me Talk 1. It says videos. How come it doesn't show? Oh, I see why. I wonder if I can find, unless if it's named. Elite Dangerous is a space game, and they actually have done something with audio. they put pictures in the audio, but they don't use. I still there's a program that they use. I still haven't figured that out. Anyway, Audacity did not recognize this type of file. Okay. Let's see if we can convert this file. How would I do that? Media. Convert. Capture. Here. Convert, save, convert, destination file. What? MP4. What the hell? Profile. Audio. MP3. That loses data. I don't know if I can record this to a WAV file. Video. Audio. There's what's called codecs, which converts things. And I don't see. I'll have to convert it to MP3, I guess. Okay. That file is now converted. Now I'm going to try to load this with Audacity. Open this file. Okay. Oh, good. Now I'm going to bring this up. So I'm going to bring, let's see, how am I going to do this here? Audacity. So that's the whole file, and as you can see, there's a bit of quiet here when the mic was turned off. We can see me talking. We can see some other like spikes. Now we can zoom in on this. I wonder, let's see, view. Zoom is control 1 and control 3. Where did the picture go? If we go to play, let's see what happens. Let me bring up my OBS and make sure to see if you can hear the sound. I have to start talking again. So right now I'm recording, and my bird is making sounds, which some people would call noise because you really don't understand what he's saying. I'm eating my dinner, having a casual conversation about noise and how so-called ghosts and spirits use noise in EVP, which is called electronic voice phenomena. I'm going to look that up here. EVP wiki. So EVP's been around for probably almost 100 years or more. And that would be my phone. Years or more. And that would be almost 100 years or more. And that would be almost 100 years or more. Wow, that's really strange because the phone made the sound. I could hear it on Audacity, but I couldn't see the picture. Years or more. And that would years or more. And that would years or more. And that would years or more. All right, so this is a good example. Here we have a sound that we hear, but we can't see it because it's so low. It's like minus 48 dB. Wait a minute. Let's amplify this. Wow. Let's make this 20 dB. So now we can see that there's something in there, whereas we didn't. There was, like, we heard something, but it wasn't amplified enough so that we could actually see the signal. There's me eating back there. Let's amplify this again. That's pretty large. You have to turn your headset down, you know. Now, there's another sound in there. There's a high frequency pitch sound. Let's see if we can. Let's see if that sound exists in this empty space. What the? Okay, wait a minute. Uh-oh. So this is the sound that's underneath the sound of the phone. What if we grabbed this section, copy, now there's some other stuff in there due to the cut and paste, but it's pretty close. Now I have to go back here. We might have a better picture here. Let's see. Let's amplify this again. Let's see, let's amplify it again. So that's a better indication of that sound that's in there with 2 levels of amplification. So if we do 2 copies of this, we should be able to overlay that section. Okay, there's some clicking sounds in there, but that's okay. So let's call this all right, well, let's just wait just a second. Let me see now. If there's an effect. Let's see, effect. I don't know if you can add a signal. Like if I had two noises. See, when I'm doing my electronic circuits, I'm going to be doing what's called comparing. Like I'll have two signals. We'll call it phone hum 1. And so if I developed a circuit that can input this signal into a comparator section and then take this here, let's call this, let's see, edit, copy file, new, and we'll call this file phone message with hum. So now I have two files, and the object would be to take this noise and completely get rid of it. So if, let's see what they've got here in Audacity for tools. It's a high frequency, definitely, and the phone sound is more of a low frequency. There's noise reduction. Select a few seconds of just noise so Audacity knows how to filter out. Then click Get Noise Profile. Select just a few seconds of noise. Okay. So what we'll do is, oh, I can't seem to do it here. Okay, let's grab this as noise. Now, let's maybe select all. Not really sure here. Noise reduction. Oh, it seemed like it may have worked. Let's do it again. Now let's play it back. So we can still hear that hum. It's still there, but visibly we don't really see it that much. So it grabbed that type of noise and it lowered it, but it looks like it lowered everything, you know. So what I want to try to do is I want to try to mix this signal, which is, we'll say that the phone is the signal we're trying to look for, and this other signal, put them into the comparator to completely eliminate that hum sound. Now, I can actually get rid of this. Wait. Let's see. File. Export to wave. Phone. Hum. Wait. Noise reduction 2. And the other one, what I want to do, well, that didn't work out very well. Wait just a second here. Let's amplify 20 dB. What the fuck? Why can't I amplify this? It won't let me amplify it up to 20. It's as high as it goes, I guess. I don't know why. Well, that's quite an amplification. Now let me zoom in. So we can see this rise and fall of the noise signal. There's sort of like it almost acts like a frequency. So if we could measure that frequency and enter in another frequency into the comparator, you know, we'd still have this other noise, but we could get rid of this high frequency hum. So if we look at a cycle, which is a little difficult to find, it's pretty narrow. This looks like half a cycle. Audio position. Start and end of selection. Why doesn't it show? It's not giving me numbers down there. Start and end of selection. This is my selection. I haven't used this that much. Oh, here we go. Let's see. So assuming this is about half a cycle, that's about 784 milliseconds. No, that can't be right. Oh, I see. Wait. Wait a minute. What's going on? Oh, I see what it's doing. So the start point is 0.774. 0.784. That's 10 milliseconds. So probably maybe 20 milliseconds. So if I go to, let's see, an online calculator. And we invert 20 milliseconds, it will tell us the frequency. So let's see, clear, 1 divided by 0.020 seconds is 50. That's saying it's 50 hertz. If that's the case, it might be 60 hertz. It might be a 60 hertz hum. Why it sounds like that, I don't know. Possible 50 or 60 hertz. Doesn't sound like it though. Anyway, so now we could take a frequency. We run that frequency in and compare it, and if we put it out of phase, then supposedly those things will cancel. That's kind of that story. But anyway, I want to get into the different types of noise, and maybe we can analyze them on this with Audacity. These standards usually specify, I had to build an A-weighted filter once, and I had to use an op-amp, a low noise op-amp. See, this A weighting is blue. I don't exactly know what the purpose of these are. Used to emphasize or suppress some aspects of a phenomenon compared to others. Emphasizes frequencies around 3 to 6 kilohertz, where the human ear is most sensitive. while attenuating very high frequencies and very low frequencies to which the ear is not sensitive. They're not really going into pink noise, brown noise, white noise, colors of noise. So this is an aspect of music too. So I put my music I put on my Harbinger Man YouTube. So you could also attribute noise to sine waves or square waves. You could say that's a noise too because but that's technically it's a frequency. So if you could take that frequency and combine it and get rid of noise minimization becomes a compromise between interference and distortion. Distortion, there's different types of distortion. There's distortion if two frequencies are close together. That's called intermodulation distortion. And then there's distortion like clipping if the sound is too loud. The intelligence of the signal deteriorates because of that distortion. So that's sort of a noise type of thing, I guess. Stochastic resonance can be used as a technique in noise minimization and signal improvement in non-linear dynamical systems. It's a little bit above and beyond where we're going. Let's see what we got here. Refers to a power spectrum of a noise signal produced by a stochastic process. Simulated power spectral densities as a function of frequencies for various colors of noise. So certain colors of noise seem to have more power and some seem to have less power at certain frequencies. The power spectral densities are arbitrarily normalized such that the value of the spectra are approximately equivalent near 1 kilohertz. Note the slope of the power spectral density for each spectrum provides the context for the respective electromagnetic color analogy. So they talk about Brownian noise, white noise is flat, B equals, beta equals 0. They're not telling you what beta is. Pink noise, beta is 1, Brownian noise, beta is 2. So the numbers on the left represent dB, meaning decibels. So like negative is a lower sound. So it looks like brown noise is pretty even across the board. Violet, blue, white, pink, brown, red. Violet is at the top. Blue. White noise is even across the board as frequency goes up in hertz. 10 to 3 is 1 kilohertz. 10 kilohertz, 100 kilohertz. So that goes up to 100 kilohertz. So the pink noise, those values go up. So we would, it seems to me, well, in discussion of EVPs, I've noticed that the sounds from the EVPs generally seem better with higher noise. So that almost is telling me that pink noise, wait a minute, violet noise is actually the best noise to use to generate power for these spirits, to use the energy for violet noise. White noise, it's a flat power spectrum. Pink noise is linear in a logarithmic scale. Compared with white noise, pink noise decreases at 3 dB per octave. Oh, they've got sounds here. Brownian noise is a noise power density which decreases at 6 dB per octave. Can be generated with the temporal integration of white noise. Brown noise is not named for a power spectrum, it's just color brown, but rather derives from Brownian motion, which is a random type of a thing. Blue noise, power density increases 3 dB per octave. Violet noise, so we might be interested in violet noise versus, actually, where's white noise? Right here. So we could turn on Audacity. That's probably not going to record this. But I can record it with, I want to turn the mic off. Actually, yeah, because it can actually, no, it isn't. Alright, here we go. The first one is white noise. The second one is Brownian noise, which decreases at 6 dB per octave. It stops automatically. And violet noise increases at 6 dB per octave. Acoustic thermal noise of water has a violet spectrum, causing it to dominate hydrophone measurements at high frequencies. So if we were to use this noise, we could take this noise, add it to the signal, and then we could supposedly subtract that stuff out, you know. What's this sound like? Yeah, I can hear some stuff in there. Red noise, green noise, black noise. Alright, let me stop the recording. Let me go ahead and bring up Audacity. File, new. Wait, what is this? This is file. Wait, let me get rid of this. File, new. Does that show? How come it's not showing up on the screen? Am I streaming or did it freeze? Oh my fucking god. It froze. The whole fucking computer just fucking died. Jesus. I swear I'm gonna lose my mind over this fucking computer. Well, I know I'm streaming. I can't see the stream. I can't restart the computer or do anything. It just died. The mouse, everything. Yep. I need to run reset wires. When I do my freaking computers again, I'm running fucking reset wires. Because my computers are in the basement. Consequently, I cannot monitor the stream right now. Alright, I want to open... Fuck, I don't know where Audacity is. Audacity. Where the hell? Wait a minute. Desktop. Library. Fuck. File. File. What the hell is this thing? It's in Documents. File. Damn it, that's not where I want to go. I want to go to videos. The last video. I can't yet because I gotta convert it. Okay, let's do this. The Destination. Documents. Audacity. This would be noise samples. Okay. Now we'll open. Okay. Now we've got a recording. The first one is white noise. The second one is Brownian noise, which decreases at 6 dB per octave. It stops automatically. And violet noise increases at 6 dB per octave. Alright, so in this recording, notice that I've got some clicks in here from the microphone. So let's just get rid of these clicks. When you delete, it just merges the file together. So now we can see that's missing. Let's see. The first one is white noise. The second one is... Alright, so Brownian noise. So that kind of helped a little bit. So now what we're going to do is we're going to look at the spectrum. And let's do some zooming. So this is me talking. You can see the white noise pretty much fills up everything here. The brown noise is more of low frequency stuff. And look, notice the white noise doesn't have any yellow on the bottom. I don't know exactly how to reveal the spectrum analysis. This has got yellow. Oh, that's Brownian noise. That's why it's heavy down at the bottom. And this is blue. So this tells you that it's redder at the top, meaning more of a higher level, and lower at the bottom. So that's what that is. And that's me talking. Now, all of this stuff represents energy. You know, it'd be something if this energy was able to be taken by these spirits in different dimensions and they can hear our voice inflection somehow and use that energy to create pictures in the spectrogram. I mean, and there's something else, like here when I'm talking, there's these little square patterns It's possible that I have speech impediment issues, meaning, I'm older now, so I got speech, it's not perfect. Acoustic thermal noise of water has a violet spectrum, causing it to dominate hydrophone measurements at high frequencies. So, that's pretty good conversation. And it looks like there's a pattern here. There's these little square dots. What if spirits were listening to me and they were actually trying to formulate a picture? Look at this. Look at this section here. And then you've got this section. It almost looks like a kitty. I got a kitty too. How do I get rid of this waveform? So you can see there are different sounds. Now, if I were to look on the internet, if I were to go, there's some stuff on YouTube. So I don't know exactly how it can help you focus. Well, here's 6 types of noise textures. So here's another thing, okay? Noise is also in picture form. Don't mind this advertisement because we're just going to skip right out of it here.
Over a year since I made my first shader tutorial, the fog one, where I first figured out how to make that noise texture that I would then go on to use in so many of my subsequent shaders. Since then, I've learned a lot about procedural shaders and noise textures, so I thought I'd make another dedicated video today on 6 different types of noise textures, with some improvements upon the noise that I've made in the past. Program that is run for every single pixel on your image, and the coordinates we'll be using is our UV coordinates, which is 0 to 1, 0 to 1, like that for the whole image, multiplied by 10 so that we can see a bit more of it and it's scaled down. Now, randomness is one of the most fundamental elements of noise textures and procedural generation, and it's a whole topic within itself with many different algorithms people have developed over the years, each with their strengths and weaknesses. Of course, true randomness doesn't exist in computers, so all these algorithms are actually pseudo-random algorithms. The one we will be using is the very famous yet mysterious canonical random function, also known as the one-liner I found somewhere on the internet. This random function is very famous among the shader community and has been used many times on the internet, but no one knows who came up with it or where it originated from. The way it works is it first takes a vector 2 as an input, and in order to just come up with one random value as an output, it gets the dot product between that and some random vector 2 here. Then it plugs that output into a sine function, and usually a sine function is actually, it gives a smooth sine wave, which is not random at all, but we multiply it by this gigantic value over here so that any small change in the output of the sine function will be magnified many times. Then the fract function just takes the fractional or the decimal part of that output, which means, for example, if we have 23,506.74 or something like that, we'll just get the 0.74 part. As you can imagine, getting just the decimal parts of a wildly varying value will end up being pretty random. Now, why were these specific values chosen? No idea. But I decided to respect the canonical one-liner and keep it consistent with the random twist to this function. To combat this decrease in randomness, we can put our
That looks
input
like a
coordinate through
raster
a
scan.
mod function so that when it gets too big, it just resets to 0. Turn it. Let's see how our noise looks. Wait a minute, why is it so dark? The reason our Berlin noise ends up being so dark is because the dot products actually...
Well, anyway, pictures have noise in them. Noise can be expressed as energy or temperature. If we were to monitor noise as a representation of temperature, the rate of change of temperature is too slow if we were to try to get information or data from various spirits or entities in the EVP world. So using temperature as an indirect way of listening to noise is not going to be very good. If you use electronic circuits, they should be of high-speed circuits so that, if they're up into the megahertz range, you should have no problem with high-frequency noise. Classification of noise in communications. What's this here? Well, we can look, but we don't have to listen.
Communication playlist. Here in this session, I'll be explaining classification of noise. So noise could be classified in all this part, where in this session I'll have variation of charge carrier. This noise is getting produced short effect. Now what is short? What is transient noise or high frequency noise? 2I0 into Q, that is equals to 2 into, like see in transistor. So gallium arsenide FET draws very less current in gate biasing, so it leads to very less partition noise in that. So partition noise is exactly generated because of current gets divided into two or more parts. The flicker noise, that is directly proportional to the square of direct current flowing through the device. So this is what all about flicker noise, that is generated because of fluctuation in current density, and that will be there. Less change at input will generate random fluctuation, or one can say it is resistor noise. So thermal noise, Johnson noise, and
Well,
white noise.
he's talking about electronics, noise and electronics stuff, and we already went over the types of noise, the color of noise. I think that was probably almost good enough for the information that we need. Now I'm wondering about this.
Now that we are experts on noise, let's see what happens to the histogram of an image when we add noise to it. For that, we are going to use a very simple example. We see here an image that has only 3 regions and then only 3 values. So if we were to draw the histogram of this image, we will see at different heights, but we actually see only 3 basically delta functions. One that stands for the black region, one that stands for the gray region, and one that stands for this lighter region. And the height of this depends on the area of each one of the regions. So when we add noise with each one of these distribution, how is this histogram going to change? It's going to change from this 3 delta function to something. Let's see what happens. So here we see 3 examples already. In the first example, we took the original image and we added Gaussian noise. This is the type of probability distribution of the noise, and we actually see it reflected here. It's very clearly, there are kind of 3 Gaussian distributions. This is going to be very important. It's going to help us to estimate the noise if we're only given the image, as we're going to see in the next video. Here, we see a shape which is very similar to the shape of the Rayleigh noise. It's kind of tilted and then it goes down almost like a Gaussian, slightly different. So clearly the shape noise. Okay, we can not see that from the image itself. It's very hard to see, is this Gaussian, is this exponential, is this Rayleigh? You have to really be trained to observe them just from the image, but it's much easier from the histogram. So now that we are really experts, I'm going to ask you again, what's the noise here? Please give me an answer. Just think for a second and give me an answer. Once again, This was the original histogram, and now we actually see kind of uniform distributions. So we see clearly that this is the noise. It's basically around the area of the original histogram, we see flat regions. So this is the type of noise. Now, please note that in this image, the same type of noise was added all around the image. Otherwise, for example, if we add Gaussian noise inside this region and uniform noise to everything else, we will see actually a Gaussian here and uniform in the other two. So we will see combinations of these distributions. Finally, this is the salt.
One of the great challenges in this world is knowing enough about a subject to think you're right.
Anyway, let me see. Let me look up. I have to keep looking for this all the time. Converting Morse code. Extracting audio files from the game files. So this was a long time ago, and I'm just wondering about Alright, so these are actual pictures from these audiograms. Okay, look at this, look how clear this is. But I don't know what program they used. Yeah, see here, late dangerous. It isn't. The devs are simply adding things to try and keep interest up, to give the illusion that there's actually something in the game world to discover. I totally agree. But I'm still curious as to where. The hell is this? Coronavirus fakery. A fake virus. Huh. I don't think it's much of a fake virus when you've got 600,000 dead people. Shit. I don't know. I don't know. This was the only one. We watched this video before. Audio encoded picture. I don't know how the fuck they did that. I thought I tried to look for this once before. This is just fucking bullshit. I thought I had this information once. Oh shit. Sorry about that. I'm looking at web page and I got Audacity up here. I can't monitor the stream right now. My other computer broke. I don't know. I don't know what they used. Let's try something else here. Pictures in audio files. Wait, pictures? How to add photos to audio? No. No. Pictures. Encode pictures in audio file. How to turn images and photos into sound files. Come on, stop it. Goddamn thing's on a refresh. Open PSD file. What the hell? What? Wait a minute. Hold the fort here. Wait, what the hell is going on? Pictures. There's a camel. Frontier Developments. Well, I have a picture of a camel. Let's bring up Audacity again. File, import, raw data, camel. What the fuck? I imported a picture. I just imported a JPG into Audacity. This is a picture of a camel in an audio file, and all I did was import it into Audacity. Okay, that was really fucking loud. Alright, we heard what it sounded like. Let's see if we can pick up the spectrogram. Wait. That didn't seem to work very well. The web page, Photoshop, a BMP file, a TIFF file, JPG, low quality. PNG and GIF didn't work. The formats that worked all converted in Photoshop were TIFF, BMP, PSD, PSB, other than proprietary format. But did they import them? They used Photoshop to convert the file to a BMP in order for the image to be sampled in an audio file. But we imported it. Image to audio spectrogram player. Fuck. Pi. GitHub, encoding audio and video. GitHub. Generate a waveform visuals from an audio file. How to convert a picture into an audio file. How to hide secret messages and codes in audio files. Below you can view or download the full code to this program. I just dumped this program in audio. Well, that's not going to do me any good. Image encode. There's a BMP file. I don't know how he created that file, but let me put that in pictures. Let's open with Paint. Okay. let's see, file. No, I don't want to open file, import raw data. Oh my fucking god. That's a weird sound. Now let's look at that spectrogram. That's a lot different than what's on his. Like, I don't see. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, I can see it now. I can barely see it. It's like, it looks like the ohm is up at the top here. And there's something else in there. Upload an audio file. How the fuck do I delete this? File. Export to wave. Wait. God damn it, I'm putting it in pictures. Wait, this is OMPI 1. And then the other one, file, export as MP3, OMPI 2. What the fuck? It's supposed to be an image. I don't know what that is.
And today we are going to learn how to convert a picture into a sound file. It is actually really easy, and all of this software is free. That you want and change it into a sound file. Now you can make pictures in Paint, anything. You could just draw a few lines, and those even sound pretty cool. But it can only read JPEG, GIF, PNG, and BMP files. So yeah, that's not bad at all. Second thing you're going to need is, well, you don't really need it, but it's kind of cool to have. It's called Sonic Visualizer, and when you play the sound through this, you will be able to see most of the picture, depending on what the picture is. And I made this in Photoshop, and I exported it as a PNG. Or you can make it longer. You exported the sound. You find it on your desktop just to make sure it's there. Click can be at times. And there's our beautiful Hern U Vision. As you can see, the U is not really there if we compare the pictures. Picture like that.
Okay,
And then
see
you can play
this.
through it.
What's happening is they're using some kind of encoding. You know, I think it's just a matter of looking at the spectrogram, but we won't know what the encoding is unless if we can convert it back. You know, if we look at the pictures, this is all noise. But anyway, I guess that's pretty much enough. What's this?
Image really, but the less complex, the easier it's going to be. I'm also going to add some text right here. Let's do that. And I'm going to save out that image. Now, after we do this,
He's in Photoshop.
secret code, let's call it. And now that I do this, we're going to need to move on over to Windows to turn this into an audio file. So here we are on Windows with an application called Coagula, which is free to download. And I've opened the image and I'm clicking a button that says Render Audio Without Blue/Noise. And that is going to generate the audio file with our code in it. You can see it's doing that right now.
That's the program right
Now,
there.
it's important that you use that button and not the one to the left, otherwise you'll get the wrong thing. But when it's done, it will have a sound file on your desktop or wherever you've put the Coagula application or set the files to render out. Now let's go back to the Mac and decode it. So we've successfully encoded our secret message into an audio file, and now we just need to see if it actually worked and we can decode it. So to do that, we need a program called Sonic Visualizer, which you can get for Windows, Mac, or Linux for free. And it will let us open up an audio file and see what's inside. So I'm just going to open the sound file that we created. There we go. And I'm going to go to Layer and choose Add Spectrogram and do the mixed channels. And as you can see, there's our information down in the actual audio. So if I just scrub a little here, and get that to where we want it, and you can see, let me adjust this,
Coagula.
there is our secret code in the audio, and there's our QR code. Not exactly perfect.
Let's see if I can find that. access. These are programs I had on this my links on my other computer. The fuck? It's a Granulab VST, that's 2016. PF docs included in download file. Microsoft Edge, my ass. Data download. Banks, patches, and presets. I don't know what all that is. I gotta redo my computer all over again. 2015. Granulab 1.5. I can't find the software. Wait, didn't Coagular Light? Yeah, that's not there. Jeez, you can't read this shit here. This is stuff with music. Cool edit. I got that program somewhere. What's all this stuff? And Sonic owners everywhere will see the last of a great resource. Well, I got some version of that program. Anyhow, that's the discussion on noise. I think I've probably been at it too long. But I didn't know you could do that with Audacity. So the idea is you go to Photoshop, convert the picture. It has to do with the converting. And then, so the other thing is, once we get into the electronics of what all this stuff is, Now, EVP. Scientists regard EVP as a form of auditory pareidolia. I hate that fucking word. Meaning, people hear what they want to hear. I was around George Mueller. I went to see a guy that actually went to see George Mueller. And they were talking about the Spiricom and all this kind of stuff. Or maybe it was George Meek. I don't remember. Frank's box has to do with switching radio frequencies back and forth real quick. And that type of noise, supposedly the spirits are able to manipulate that to come up with random words. Crazy. A case can be made for the idea that many EVPs are artifacts of the recording process itself, with which the operators are unfamiliar. Majority of EVPs have alternative non-spiritual sources. Anomalous ones have no clear proof they are of spiritual origin. (2019) What's this here? say that EVP are usually recorded by raising the noise floor, the electrical noise created by all electrical devices in order to create white noise. When this noise is filtered, it can be made to produce noises which sound like speech. Frederick says this is no different from using a wah pedal on a guitar, which is a focus sweep filter, which moves around the spectrum and creates open vowel sounds. This, in combination with such things as cross-modulation of radio stations or faulty ground loops, can cause the impression of paranormal voices. Well, that's why we don't use radio stations, although, you know. Apophenia is related to but distinct from pareidolia. Apophenia is defined as the spontaneous finding of connections or meaning in things which are random, unconnected, or meaningless. Wishful thinking. CB transmissions and wireless baby monitors, etc. They're trying to explain away the reasoning behind all that. Phasmophobia. That's a pretty good game. I think they did pretty good with that. It's reverse speech, pattern recognition. That's EVP, the colors of noise, we did that. And that's it, I guess. That's a story of noise. And now later on we get into electromagnetics, magnetic fields, converting those fields into audio signals. And I gotta reboot my computer because I have no idea if anybody's watching my stream or not. I gotta call it quits. If anybody's out there, sorry I couldn't respond.